Yo, 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 yo. This is JSF. I want to show y'all something real quick, and I want to talk about something. So this is something I've wanted to talk about for a while, right? Where is it? It was this video, this match, and I was gonna show this whether I won or lost. I wasn't worried about that, but it was a moment that happened, and when you see it, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. And I was like, this is it. This is what I be talking about. This is the perfect. This is it. This is great. Dude, I was so excited. I wish y'all could have heard me, like when it was live. But yeah. So I want to talk about neutral, and I've wanted to talk about neutral for a long time, but it's something that's hard to talk about, right? It's hard to show all the time, right? It's kind of easy to explain, but it's like there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different pieces and parts to it, so it's a lot to talk about. And I want to do it without making a 50-minute video about what neutral is in fighting games, and just in this game specifically. Right? You see Kodokan doing Kodokan shit. I'm getting my ass kicked. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to find my way out. Yes, wake up. Fuck me, back in the same situation. The overhead this time. I'm just trying to get away from this man. But I realized, like, if you're not gonna continuously block on wake up, Joker can just meet you over and over. Now I'm getting the fuck away. I think it was this round where you get. Nah, maybe it's the next one. But you see like a good display. No, it was this round. Look at this. So he gets close, right? I realize he gets close. This is just spacing, right? Neutral game, right? Like he's trying to get close. I'm trying to stop him. Look, I take a step back, but I'm not. You see how I'm not shooting fireballs from long range? I'm not trying to zone him out. I'm trying to outspace him, right? We trade. Boom. Whip punish. That. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. That is the neutral game. That is like a good example of me like outspacing somebody. And the reason I'm so far away, right, is because it's Kodo fucking Khan. His like it probably looks a little nuts. I wish you could rewind on here so bad. I really wish you could rewind. Fuck. But what happens for the rest of it? Yeah, the rest of it I think is just a regular fight. You don't. I mean, I'm still gonna play neutral, obviously. Like, but it's not as good of an example as that part right there. But basically, see, he starts fucking jumping and shit. He doesn't want to get footsied. I know that's a fake stagger. I go for the fake mix-up. I get punished for it. Okay, but I'm okay with that because I can spend the defensive meter, text the throw. See me trying to space him out, but now he's learning, right? Like, that part was really cool. Because I was like, oh, shit, now he's whip punishing me. All right, cool, so he's learning. Then we get in the corner, command grab bullshit, and I'm probably going to die because, yeah, you're going to give me that. Look, shenanigans. I don't respect you if you use Kodokan's overhead. I'm sorry. Or his unblockable. Try to go for a throw. You know this game online. But, anyway, I don't even want to show the rest of this because it's gonna just dilute the fucking conversation. But I want to talk about that specific instance, right? That moment right there, the spacing, the whiff punish at the end, like that is neutral. That is the neutral of this game. And like things like I talk about whiff punishing a lot, that's a part of the neutral game, right? Joker's a great neutral character. Spawn is a great neutral character. Like that's why I play these games, right? And I think a lot of games, this is not something specific to NetherRealm. A lot of games, fighting games, will design characters to be good neutral characters, but they have like absolutely no mix-ups, right? And depending on the game, that can work. Like in Dragon Ball FighterZ, that can work. In certain games, that can work. You have really good neutral, but no mix. And the thing about characters like that, there's a gift and a curse to them, right? The gift, and the reason I love it is because they punish you for being stupid, right? And when I say I say that word a lot. I don't mean it to be like disrespectful or rude. I mean you are playing bad, you're making mistakes continuously. These characters will punish you for continuously doing unsafe things. That's what I mean when I say you're stupid or you're playing stupid. I mean you continuously do unsafe shit. And these are the type of characters that punish you, right? Like this normal is amazing. It's a 9-frame high with good range and anti-airs. It does a lot. This has more range, but 13 frames, you know. It's a little more whiff recovery. This shit has fucking very little whiff recovery. Super, super good. That's why when I was playing that Kodo player, I was, you know, sitting there baiting with this. If I hit him, I would go on with that. But since he was blocking, and then hit confirming, right? Since he's blocking, I'm gonna go into this. And if you don't, I think y'all all know what hit confirming is by now. But hit confirming would be basically, I see that he's blocked it, so I go into the safe ender, right? I'm only gonna spend 2 seconds on this. I see that he didn't block it. I go into the unsafe overhead, right? So you only go into your unsafe launcher if they auto. Oh, that's why. If they're not blocking, because it's a combo, right? Anyway, so the reason I was so far back from Kodo in that situation, right, is because Kodokan has normals that reach from here to fucking here, and they're 19 frames, and it goes that far. So I can't whiff punish Kodokan from here. I can't really do that because he will back up and fucking whiff punish me, which is what you see me do a lot with Spawn. You see me do a lot of backing up, a lot of backdashing. It's because Spawn doesn't do great in this range, right? Watch. Something you'll see me do a lot as a Spawn player, like I'll end combos, right? In this. I'm +4, +3, +4, whatever you want to call it. It's sometimes +4, sometimes +3, sometimes +5, depending on the situation, right? But I'm plus. If I down 1 after that, nothing in the game can beat my down 1. Even though sometimes I still get beat because this game sucks and it's online, nothing should beat me theoretically, right? So I end the combo in this, and then I down 1 all the time. I do it all the time. My down 1's +15 on hit. Now I can down 1 and directly go into shit, but what I want to do is go into back 1 because it's a good whiff punish button and it's my max damage starter, right? If I get a combo off this, fuck. Come on, please let me do this, please. Nah, I'm not gonna land it. But okay, I'm gonna just show you the combo I use in matches because it's a lot easier. 36, 37%, right? I want that damage instead of just doing or getting the second hit off jab and getting this, right? Instead of 3-on-3. So what you'll see me do a lot of times is down 1, be +15, and then back up. And why? Because they'll instinctively or usually poke back or down 3, down 4, or do a normal, and I'm back here by the time they do it. And then they get whiff punish, right? That's another layer to the neutral game, right? But basically, just to start it off, I know this is in the middle of the video, but to start, the neutral is so fuck. To understand what neutral is, you gotta understand what not neutral is, right? Like this is rush down, right? This is me attacking. This is Joker getting combo. This is Spawn combo and Joker, right? Now if he's blocking, this is me pressuring, me doing staggers, me, you know, plus frames. It's more pressure. Like I'm pressuring, I'm mixing, I'm staggering, I'm doing all that kind of shit, right? If I'm way back here, trying to just throw fireballs, I'm zoning, right? I'm zoning, trying to keep away. What you're doing in between those phases, the phase of the game before somebody lands a hit is the neutral phase. Before anybody has gotten hit, before anyone is being like pressed to get hit, or if they're not just being, I mean, zoning is a part of the neutral. Like, you can shoot fireballs in this game, but if your game plan is back up, fireball, back up, like you see me do sometimes, that's just zoning. But this, when you're trying to open somebody up, this is the neutral game, right? Like, that's why I'd say, like, Spawn has good buttons, because the best way to get somebody to open up in this phase is to whiff punish them, right? Or to catch them not blocking. Now, if you play a character like Liu Kang, you want to get in here, you want to mix, you want to stagger, you want to do all that stuff because that's a strong suit. Character like Spawn, who has a 16 frame mid with this much range, you know what I mean? A 12 frame high with fucking hits from basically round start, right? You know what I mean? And then you have a 13 frame mid that they really need to fix this hitbox. Look at the cape. Watch. Look at the cape. You see where it just went? That needs to be fixed. But anyway, you see how the range on that shit is 13 frames? Really good. It's unsafe if you just do it like that, but nobody's punishing 11 frames from there. I think that's technically safe, actually. Maybe Raiden's discharge can punish it, but that's probably it in Demon Dash. But, yeah, so this would be the neutral phase of the game. And the reason I was saying what I was doing with Joker is just pure neutral, is just spacing, right? Spacing is another part of it. So, spacing. Sorry I'm going back and forth so much. I just love this shit. This is the part of fighting games that I love. Spacing, in order to outspace somebody, you need to know the range of their buttons, right? I know Spawn can hit me from here, or Spawn can reach from here. You know, he can't reach from back here, You know, so as a Joker player, where I want to stand is not here. Because Spawn can hit me from here. He can hit me from anywhere, from here, here, and here. Unless I'm trying to pressure him, right? Whoa, what the fuck? Unless I'm trying to pressure him on his wake up, I want to be there. But if not, I want to be either round start or a little outside of round start range, right? I want to be about here. So if I was fighting against Spawn instead of Kodo Khan, I would have been in this range, right? But you saw against Kodo, I'm way the fuck back here. And when he walks forward a little bit, I walk forward a little bit, and you know, I walk forward into this. Because this is like not as, it doesn't have as much range as this, but this has a lot more whiff recovery. Like I said, this is not as easy to react to because it's such a casual, you know what I mean? Like look at the animation on that. And I know everybody doesn't think of it this far, but I do. I look at like the animation on certain things. Like it's like how you can whiff a jab and they can't really like, you maybe make them jump, but they can't tell what you're doing. This is like that, but it's better because it actually lands. Whiffing a jab, you're in neutral, doesn't do shit because you're not gonna hit anybody. Maybe you're trying to bait a jump for a fireball, but that's about it, right? Or you're trying to bait them to move or block instead of ducking. But this literally, like, you'll hit them. Look, you know what I mean? It has really, really good range. So anyway, if I was trying to outspace Spawn and play the neutral against him, I would be playing in this range, right? And remember, you're always walking back and forth. That's why I'm doing this. Because in the neutral, you're not just standing here. There's no point in the game where you're just standing there. Like, no, you're doing this, or you're doing this, or you're dashing into something, or you back up. You know what I mean? Like, you're never just fucking standing still, right? So this is the spacing part of the game. And what you get is, like, you know, as a Spawn player, I'm trying to get that, right? I'm trying to get this. So as a Joker player, I know I need to stay out of that range, right? See how it says punish right there on the left? That's what I want to do as a Joker player. That's what I want to do as a Joker player. This is playing the neutral. So when I say people don't want to play neutral, I mean, when I say people don't play no neutral, or they have no neutral, they don't want to play this game. They don't want to play the spacing game. They don't want to play the whiff punishing game. They don't want to play, like, the closest thing they do to it is low poke. And that, I mean, low pokes can be part of Footsies, right? For certain games and certain characters. These two characters are bad examples. You can say this is a Footsie tool because it's got good range, right? You can say that. But most people use low pokes not because they're footsie buttons. They're not their longest range buttons. They're not their best buttons. They just use them because they can mask them. They're quick and they can go under anything. They low profile shit and they push you away, or they jail into their other buttons. That's all. And I don't really like that because it's extremely scrubby. I'm not gonna say kinda. It encourages people to just do this into shit. Like, you know how many times Nightwolf players just down 3 into, they don't give a fuck if it hit or not. They're down 3 into buttons. Right? These really aren't those type of characters. Every down 3 does the weird thing in this game where it kind of like stands them up and sticks them in place. It's kind of weird. Down 4s are different. Like, see, his down 4 is plus 12 on hit. You know what I mean? It's not really, doesn't really fucking jail into shit. That's 26 frames. So that means it comes out of 14. So it doesn't, like, he's not like a character like Kodo Khan who can down 4 and his down 4 guarantees a forward 2. Shit like that, right? I don't like that. That's shitty. That, because you're not playing the neutral game. You're not trying to do this. You're not trying to outspace me. You're not trying to play footsies. You're not trying to whiff punish. You're not trying to, you know what I mean? Any of the neutral game stuff. Throwing a fireball or anything. Like, you know how many times I've played people who play like Liu Kang or, of course, Kodo Khan or a lot of characters where from back here all they do is this. Like, you're literally just holding forward. Like, you have tools. You have a fireball. Like, why aren't you using your fireball? Or they just teleport. Well, he doesn't have a teleport, but you get the point, right? They just teleport to get in. And I'm like, no, you have shit. You have a fireball. Like, or Joker players sometimes do this, which is fine. You know, that's fine if you want to do that. But as a Joker player, you have tools, right? You have tools, right? You have things to use. And this is one of the tools as well. You do have that. But, like, it's too many people who try to bypass the neutral, who don't want to get in and, like, and I'm not saying duck walk every single time. Fucking shoot his ass and then dash in, and then stay right here. Let him, if he's gonna back up further, cool, walk up with him. You know what I mean? This is playing the neutral game. This is what you're doing instead of just dashing in and mashing buttons or just running away and shooting. You know how many times people try to play Like, people say Spellmaster Shang Tsung beats RoboCop. And I say, no, he doesn't. And people are like, well, he has his shake, and it parries all of RoboCop's projectiles. And I'm like, cool. But if I don't shoot projectiles at you, then what do you do? What if I pick RoboCop and I don't shoot a gun, don't shoot a rocket, don't shoot a mine? What do? You just stand there and shake forever? No, you have to do something. You can't, like, that's why I always get mad at people who, like, play Avalanche Sub-Zero and just stand here. They put their little trap up and just sit here. And I'm like, no, you have to play eventually. You have to play. Like, you have to do something. Because if you do nothing and I do nothing, we're just sitting here looking at each other. Like, it's stupid. It ruins the game. It's like, and that's not even like zoning. It's not even like a projectile game. I'd rather deal with Deadshot than Avalanche Sub-Zero. I know that's a me thing, but I'm just letting y'all know how I feel. But yeah, anyway, I think that's a good little mini course on it. There's obviously a lot more to neutral into the neutral game. Depending on the characters you pick, what their neutral is will vary. Some characters are more projectile oriented. Some characters are setup based. Yeah, but it's just like, oh man, maybe I should have picked Sub-Zero, but next time. But it's like why I say Thin Ice is Sub-Zero's best variation is because he has neutral tools, right? He has his air ice axe, which is super duper safe. It's super safe and it's plus sometimes, and you gotta respect him. And if he can do it instant air from close range and you flinch after, he can slide, or he can use his other buttons that have good range. You know what I mean? Like, characters in this game have these long range ass buttons for a reason. Like, I was stoked when I finally fought an Aaron Black who did his little shoulder charge move. It's like his forward one or something, back one or whatever. I was like, finally, an Aaron Black player who wasn't just mashing down 3 after everything, or down 4. And then he started mashing down 4, but I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's nice to see people actually play the neutral game. I guarantee you, if you learn the neutral, you will be a better player. Because the shit you guys are doing to win is not real. It's not. It's gimmicks, bro. And somebody, eventually you're going to run into a player. It might be me. It might be a better player than me. That's going to just fucking expose you. And you're going to lose bad all the time. And you're never going to be able to beat them. Because they're going to know the gimmicks. And they're going to know the neutral. And they're going to know the matchups too. So they're going to know the character to pick. So you're not going to be able to counter pick your way out of it. They're going to know the gimmicks you're doing. So they know the tricks. They know the gaps. They know the shit like that. And then once it comes down to all that, when somebody knows down 1 storm cell, or you know what I mean, when somebody knows the fucking tricks, these are good characters, but like the down 1 special, they know that shit. When they know the mix up, no mix up, they know it, and then they're in a good matchup and they just know how to play, they're gonna outplay you. And if somebody's gonna outplay you, they're gonna win every time, right? 9 times out of 10, if they outplay you, they're gonna win, unless it's an extremely lopsided matchup or time runs out. So that's why I try to encourage people, even people I'm like bothered by, I'll just be like, yo, just learn how to play. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, because if you're playing this shit in ranked and grinding it out every season, you clearly have some aspirations with this game. Whether you want to win tournaments, whether you want to make Elder God, whatever, you're clearly grinding it for a reason, right? Whether you want to get more popular, get more attention, there's a reason you're grinding the game. So if you're gonna grind the game, you might as well want to be good at the game, because the little gimmicks and weird down 3 shit that you're gonna do, there's a character who can deal with it, and there's a player who can deal with it, and they're gonna expose you and you're gonna lose to them every single time. So that's why it's important to learn the neutral. There are some people who can gimmick me out of wins all the time, for sure. But at the end of the day, I know that, like, it's why I know that I can pick another character and win, or I can just pick my main character, which is Spawn. Like, when I play Cabal, I was losing a lot because I don't know that much, right? Well, it's fine. I'm trying to learn. I'm not worried about that. But it's like, you know, like, once I get on my shit, I know that I can outplay somebody. People can counterpick sometimes, but I can sometimes win that matchup. And then when I do, then what? When you pick Jade and then I end up beating you somehow, then what? Your plan is foiled. You know what I mean? Like, your backup plan should just be being good, or that should be your normal plan. But anyway, that's a little beside the point. That's just why neutral is so important to me, why it's a big deal, and it also transitions over other fighting games. Like, in other fighting games, I have good neutral. It's not just a MK11 thing. In other fighting games, I still have good neutral. Like, learning neutral in general will take you so much further in fighting games as a whole than just learning the exploits. Like, you can hit me with the shit, yeah, like, oh shit, he did what was that? What did he do? And cool, you got me, yeah, you won, you hit me with the shit. But at the end of the day, like, that's not gonna work all the time. So anyway, if y'all want to know more about neutral, I can do a super long video, but I feel like I would bore everybody to death. But I know it's something I've wanted to do, and I've seen a couple people talk about. But yeah, here's a little example, a little taste of like what the neutral game is for like these two characters who I think are very neutral based, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Joker still has some little bit of pressure shit. You know, he got his throw, he's got his fatal blow cancel. He's still got a little bit of that shit to him. But I think at his heart, at his core, he's a footsie character. He's a neutral character, right? He has these fucking buttons for a reason. They hit this way for a reason. Look at that shit. And like, I can whiff this into nothing. I can whiff it from this range, look, into all that shit. And then it doesn't, this isn't about damage. So what, it did 16%. So fucking what? Who fucking cares? Because when I get 3 of them bitches, it's an unbreakable 32%. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for supporting. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a shit ton, just saying. If you like the video, you can like. I love all the comments y'all leave. Keep leaving them. I'm gonna be in the comment section with y'all. I'm gonna get out of here though. Y'all stay safe.